Hello there. Welcome to today's marketing session. We are going to talk about one of my favorite topics, but not such a favorite topic for many people, especially us entrepreneurs, social media, which is what you're on right now, right? So I'm wondering how often are you actually on social media? Think about how many times a day you're going on, whether it's to check your personal profiles or for business. It could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, which I don't really consider social media, but any of those platforms. So do you find yourself constantly being on it? Okay, if you say yes, now I'm wondering, do you find yourself constantly being on it for business purposes or for personal purposes? So let me know down below, because what we're going to talk about today are 7 ways to use social media for your business so that you're not wasting time on it when you are posting. So I want to talk to you about today about how you can use social media to increase your business. Okay. So we're going to talk about social media and business, but you can also use it on a personal level, okay, for business as well. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that I want you, or do I think that it's okay to be posting promos and discounts on your personal page. However, there are ways to use your personal profile to bring people over to your business profile. I will tell you, in the beginning, when you're working on strategies that are effective and that work, it takes some practice. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some commitment. And especially for us solopreneurs, we don't always, have it in our budget to hire a marketing agency like Hype Media to do it for you. So learning these strategies on your own is going to be more feasible, but there's also virtual assistants that you can hire to help you. But what I want to talk to you about is the 7 different ways that you can use it to help do market research, to help get you more reach, more distribution of your posts, content marketing, things like that. Okay. All right. So if you are new to the page, welcome. My name is Ginna, and I'm also the founder of Hype Media. We are a boutique social media marketing agency supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, coaches, direct sales leaders, anybody in business really, in making your business more visible with effective social media strategies. And we do this both through done for you services as well as done with you services, which means private coaching, and soon to come, a amazing program. So, all right. So when you're thinking about social media, you want to think about, for your business, you want to think about it as a branding tool, okay? And it can be many other tools for you as well, but it is a tool. Now, the one thing that I always express this to my clients, it's how you use it. So some people use it to literally just promote themselves. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's only going to get you so far, because that's not how social media works. Social media is a place where people want to be social. They want to be entertained. They want to be distracted. They do want to learn some things, but it's not a place for you to constantly be putting a billboard out there like you see on the highway, or a car ad that you see on television. There's different ways to run ads so that it doesn't feel like you're being, like my mentor, Molly Mahoney says, a salesy weirdo. Okay, so you don't want to be a salesy weirdo. That's like one of the main things that I always want to stress to my clients. Now, posting consistently is going to be necessary. So you need to decide and make a commitment to yourself If not, then hire someone to help you. My daughter actually is helping me with some of my personal, like for my image consulting business and for Hype Media, some of our social media, because I'm working on everybody else's social media. So hire somebody to help you. You also want to use it, especially as an entrepreneur, as a way to just find more loyal customers, more loyal clients, people that will trust you, people that will come to you for knowledge. Okay. So that's why social media is such an important tool for us as entrepreneurs. Now, let's talk about 7 ways to use it. And first, before we get into that, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a business Facebook page? Number 1, yes or no. So put business page down below. That way I know. Do you have business manager? If you do, put business manager down below. Do you run any ads, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or maybe both? So put ads down below. That way I know. And how many days a week do you post on Facebook, whether it's your personal or your business? I'd love to know that too. Okay, there's a reason why I'm asking these questions, because these 7 ways that I'm going to tell you right now to use Facebook to your advantage, and honestly any social media to your advantage, are going to come into play with those questions I just asked. So the first way, and I think honestly one of the most effective ways to use social media, is for connections and for engagement. And so here's what I mean by that. I don't mean by friending as many people as you possibly can. What I mean is by connecting having human connections with other people. And on a business page especially, this goes a long way, because if you have a business page, you most likely, when you post something, you think, oh, I spent so much time creating this content and coming up with this post and posting it, and nobody liked it. Nobody commented on it. Nobody shared it. None of that, right? Well, here's the thing. There is an algorithm that you need to play with, and it can really work to your advantage if you play with it well. And some ways of playing with it well are by connecting with other people, by your actions. What are you doing on Facebook? What are you doing on Instagram? Are you active? Are you commenting? Not just liking other people's posts, but are you commenting? Whether it's as your personal profile or even as your business page, are you commenting on other business pages that are in your space, not a competitor, but in your space? And are you commenting as your page? When you are on Facebook, whether it's you're being on your personal or on your business page, you must connect. You need to get into that algorithm. There's only so much inventory and space on Facebook's newsfeed, okay? And again, we can use these same concepts that I'm talking to you about on Instagram and other platforms as well. But since we're on Facebook, we're going to mainly be talking about Facebook. So it's all about connection. The more that you connect, the more engagement you're going to get on your business page organically. Okay. And so some ways to connect are how you post. Are you asking a question that's going to cause a simple response? Even if it's a 2-word answer or a 1-word answer, you want a response. You want somebody to comment on your post. And when you're posting, and the language that you use should be used as if you're talking to one person, not to the entire world. So it just makes it more personable. It makes it more relatable. It makes you connect more with other people because they see you as a human being and not a product or service. So although you have a business page to do business on, you want to make it as humanly possible, relatable. And so by doing that, a lot of it has to do with your language. So for example, I could post something like, are you using social media? If you are, blah, 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 blah. No. Another way to word this is, On a scale from 1 to 10, how often do you use social media? And then go on with my post. What happens with that is when I ask a question like that, it's going to cause more likely the person to respond with a number 1 through 10, which is really easy to type in, right? It's not an open-ended question where they have to actually type out a sentence, which they most likely will not do. Or I can give them multiple choices. So I could say, which is your favorite platform? Red heart Facebook, blue heart Instagram, purple heart LinkedIn. And then I know once they respond with one of those colored hearts, which the funny thing is many times they'll respond with the word, that will get a response because it's an easy way for them to type a response back. So what happens with that is you start to build more connections on Facebook. Facebook recognizes that, and it will help boost the engagement and distribution on your post. Okay. So that's where engagement comes into play. So engaging with those people that respond by replying to them, and then taking it a step further and then sending them a message, a private message from your Facebook page to them right underneath the post. When they respond to a post and you reply, there's also a little button that says message. That's a great way to then have a personal one-on-one conversation with that person. They most likely are a lead for you, especially if they're commenting on your business page. And by the way, if you have a chat bot connected to your Facebook Messenger on your business page, like ManyChat, which is what we use, when you respond, when you send a message from a post to somebody that responded on it, send them a message, but ask them a question in that message. As soon as they respond to that question, they are automatically subscribed into your ManyChat or whatever third-party chat marketing software you're using. So just a little trick right there. Okay, so second way to use social media to your advantage to increase your your profits on your business page or for your business in general. Customer service. It's a great way to respond back to customers, whether they're good, comments or bad comments. In fact, responding to even the negative ones are going to make you look more like a human and like you really care. How many times have you called, a big corporation, maybe a big phone company or cable company, and they either don't pick up, they're super rude, the call gets disconnected, you get nowhere, right? And you can't stand it. You can leave them a bad review, maybe nothing happens. But when you catch a negative review or response to a product or service of yours on social media, even though it's public and it might be embarrassing at first, you can easily fix it, find a solution, and really make it better. So doing customer service on social media is a great way to give you the opportunity to make it better and to get feedback from any complaints, bad reviews, anything like that. Number 3, which is also one of my favorites, is advertising. When you get it right, they can really help you with your organic reach as well as conversions, okay? So we do a variety of different strategies here at Hype Media when it comes to Facebook ads, depending on what the goal is. But there is a strategy of running $1 a day to get you an audience and to build an audience for you. So you want to definitely think about Facebook ads. And if you have no clue how to do them and you're intimidated, because they can be very intimidating. Now, another thing actually that I always stress to my clients is please do not hit that boost button. So when you are on facebook.com/ and then the name of your business page, when you post through there, you'll notice many times there's that boost, that blue boost button underneath a post, right? And it'll tell you, or you'll get a notification. If you boost this, you can reach this many people. Don't do it. What you need to do is you need to open your business manager account and you need to run your ads through there. You have so many more options. And you have a lot more control over your Facebook page, all of your assets, your team. You can invite people on there. It's where you want to be, okay? So please do not boost. And if you need help with that, reach out to me. We can do a training together. In fact, that is going to be part of my new coaching program, which I will give you guys more details about later. But you definitely do not want to hit that boost button. And I know it's so tempting, right, to just want to hit it. But if you want help right away, listen, there's thousands of YouTube videos on how to advertise on Facebook for different reasons, different objectives, different goals. There's also Facebook Blueprint that you can, it's a free resource that Facebook provides. Just type in Facebook Blueprint and it'll come up. So just don't hit the boost button. All right. Okay, number 4 is branding. It's a great place to use for branding because you have the opportunity to really create your voice and do a lot of storytelling. Also with aesthetically, you can show, what colors are part of your brand. When you use it for branding, it really goes a long way. Not to mention what I'm doing right now, right? Facebook Live. So if you haven't started doing Facebook Live videos yet on your business page, I would love and challenge you to do it once a week and try to keep it on the same day of the week at the same time every week. That way people get used to it. It's going to help you with your reach. You can build custom audiences from those that watch, and then you can advertise to them. So I know I might be speaking like another language to some, and that's totally okay if you're new to, Facebook ads or even to having a Facebook page. That's why I can be here to support you. but that's another way to use social media to your advantage. One of my geeky ways to use it, which is number 5, is for research and data collection. Oh my gosh. So when I talk about, and I actually have been talking about this over the last few weeks, about your brand, right? Part of your brand is knowing who your target audience is, who your avatar is, which I like to call human being. So who is your perfect ideal client? And social media, you can figure this out by using social media, by using it for research. There's different ways to do that. You can just follow other competitive Facebook pages. You can go into groups and see what people are asking about. Go into the search bar of a group and find out what are some hot topics. Put in keywords that have to do with your business, and you'll see what conversations are happening right now that have to do with keywords that pertain to your business. But one of my favorite ways, which many people don't know about this tool, even if you have Business Manager, you might not know, is Audience Insights, which is it's part of Business Manager. I'm not going to say it's not another platform, but it's another tool within Business Manager. And what you're able to do is you're able to research everybody on Facebook based on certain interests and what pages they like. So why this is so useful is because when you're looking to build content or to create an audience to advertise with, maybe it's a cold audience that you're trying to reach. You go into Audience Insights inside of Business Manager, okay? And what you do is you can select a certain age group, you can select a certain country, and then certain interests. And you can pinpoint exactly what people in these different demographics, what kinds of pages that they are into. So it'll populate like the top 10 Facebook pages that people are liking based on these certain interests. Then what you do is you go into those pages and you see what kinds of posts have high engagement on them. And that's going to give you a really great idea of what type of content that you should be putting together that is going to relate to that perfect ideal client that you are looking to reach. So using social media for research is an amazing tool. Okay, next one, which is number 6, is tracking of trends like hashtags. So although Facebook is not a place where we typically see a lot of hashtags. However, I will tell you that it is something that I think is changing. I know I've even told my clients not to use hashtags on your Facebook posts, but I actually was in a mastermind today, and it looks like that might be changing. It looks like it's not actually hurting our posts reach as much as we used to think it did. So hashtags might be more of a new thing with Facebook. It's definitely a thing with Instagram and even LinkedIn. So what you do is if you go into Instagram, for example, and you type in a certain hashtag, you can see what the top posts are for that hashtag and look at the content that's being posted that relates to that hashtag. You also can add hashtags to your post. Now with Instagram, something that I definitely suggest is you don't want to use the most popular hashtags on a post because you just won't get found. So you want to mix it up. You want to do some hashtags that are super popular, like, maybe a couple million in use, and then go down from there to maybe hashtags that are between like 500,000 to 100,000. And you'll see that when you start to type in the hashtag, Instagram gives you those numbers. And then also insert some hashtags that are below 100,000, maybe just in the few thousand. That way you have more of an opportunity to be found depending on how people are searching and putting in certain hashtags on Instagram. But the same thing for Facebook, also for LinkedIn. Okay, the last one, so number 7 is networking. Oh, it is an amazing place for networking, especially now when we're not really doing networking outside of our office or home, right? At least not yet for most of us. So Facebook groups is a great place to network. Now you want to be careful because there are a lot of, there can be some trolls inside of Facebook groups. Also people that are, just not using them the right way. They're just using them to spam and to friend you when they don't even know anything about you, or, if you're even a good fit for them or if they're a good fit for you. So you want to use Facebook groups to show up as a human being that can add some value to the group, give some tips. Stay on top of different comments. And if you see something that pops up that has to do with your space, with your industry, throw in a comment. That way you start to become more visible inside of Facebook groups, and then you can build connections from there. Once people start replying to you and start connecting with you through different comments and different posts. So those are the 7 ways to use Facebook or social media in general to your advantage to increase your profits for your business, but also to increase your visibility and to make more human connections. Because in the end, it's all about your brand, which is you, and how you're connecting with others. And so these 7 ways to use social media are going to help you with that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was, how do you move forward with all of this, right? Like, there's 7 different ways to use it. How do you do all of this? Well, first of all, if you want more support, whether it's one-on-one or you want to learn more about our new group coaching program that's going to be launching in a couple weeks, I'm actually offering complimentary 30-minute consultations where you and I will get on a Zoom call and we will chat for half an hour, and we'll go through what you're currently doing, what your goals are, what your social media marketing content looks like now. If you even have any, maybe you don't even have a Facebook page yet, and that's totally okay. So I will show you and give you some tips that you can actually implement after our call and move forward with. But I'll also send you some free resources and things like that. But before we even get to that, something that you can do, like as of today, after you get off of this, from watching this, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's all of these different ways I can use social media. This is so overwhelming. I don't know where to start. Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to create a plan. All right. So you don't just want to throw stuff out there and hope that it sticks. You want to plan it out. You want to be strategic. about how you're going to move forward. With a plan, you will be more consistent. And it's really about being consistent on social media when you're putting your valuable time and effort into content that you're creating and getting your name out there, with obviously the end goal of making more money, right? You want to have a return on your invested time, especially, if you're not running ads, especially to build it organically, you're going to invest time if you're doing it on your own. So planning strategically is going to be super helpful. Also, getting clear on who your target audience is. Okay. And that's for a whole other training, but you want to make sure that you know who they are. What age range are they in? What are their hobbies? What kinds of books do they like to read? What kinds of TV shows do they like to watch? These are all things that are so important. And by using social media for research, it'll help you figure out who that perfect avatar or human being is for you. You also want to have a reason. You want to know your why to keep moving with this. Okay, what is your passion? So be clear about that. Write it down. That way you have a goal and you know that you're going to make an impact on others using your social media. And that's also going to keep you going, and it's not going to stop you, and it's going to make you stay consistent. And then you want to know the expected results. Okay, so if you think that posting once every day is going to make the phone ring off the hook, or people buy tons of product, it doesn't work that way. But so you need to be realistic about your results, and by using those 7 different ways to use social media, if you are using all of them and you're doing them consistently and you're doing them strategically and effectively, then you will get the results that you need. But you want to be realistic about the results as well, okay? And then some little tools, just to give you an idea of tools that I use to keep me consistent, especially with my client work, is, excuse me, scheduling ahead of time. So putting out your content about a week in advance. If you do Facebook Lives, that's a great way to build content, because you build content for the rest of the week based off what your Facebook Live topic is going to be about. So that's a really easy way to build content. Also, maybe thinking about days of the week. You'll see like Motivation Monday or Tip Tuesday or Work It Wednesday. I mean, you can use different words for every day of the week, and that can help you come up with ideas to keep things consistent as well. And then also, when you're planning ahead of time, you can schedule posts ahead of time. So you don't have to post right at the moment. You do it ahead of time. And you can do that through Creator Studio for Instagram and IGTV now, also for Facebook, or do it right in your Facebook page through publishing tools. With LinkedIn, you can do it right on LinkedIn. You can't schedule right on LinkedIn. At least I don't think you can yet. But there are other tools. Maybe Buffer might be a good option, just to at least get something out there. I'd rather, have you put something out there than not, because you didn't plan ahead of time. So, you can use different tools like this. For creating content, there are tools like Canva, Trello, InShot, which is on the phone, is a great app for videos and editing, doing like little short videos. Using your phone to take videos. You don't have to have a whole setup, or even to go live on Facebook. You can use your phone too. So just planning things out, having some tools in your back pocket are going to go a long way and are going to make this super effective for you, because this is the place you want to be. People are spending more time now, more than ever, on social media, and you don't want to miss out. If they don't see you, guess what? They're going to see somebody else. So I would rather them see you than one of your competitors. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this and got lots of great tips from it. I will be back live next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to say the word SPLASH down below if you want to connect with me one-on-one for that free 30-minute call, and we will go over some content strategy for you, your branding, and your personal style brand as well. All right, so I'll see you guys soon and have a great rest of the week. Bye.